marathon itself, I am a back of the packer. My personal record is 5 hours and 30 seconds, so I'm not elite, I'm not a Kenyan or an Ethiopian or anything like that. So hopefully I don't, that doesn't dispel the notion that I do have some good advice for you and all, but okay, I am just your average runner. 4 years ago, we started this program to help first-timers, because first-timers, I know how intimidating running can be. When we say, what I should have said to you is my PR is 5 hours and 30 seconds. People don't know what a PR means. It's a personal record. That's what PR stands for, personal record. The great thing about first-timers, tomorrow, y'all get to set a PR. You all get to set your PR. So go out there and enjoy that. You've set a record tomorrow. That's outstanding. The very first year I did this, back in 2000, when we started the Cellcom Marathon, there was no first-timers group, so I didn't know what I was doing. There were the training runs on Saturday mornings weren't very organized, and there probably were only about 20 to 30 people that did them. So I went out there, and it took me 6 hours and 25 minutes. It was the worst experience of my life. So the great thing about it is I have taken that and put that all into this presentation, all that, so that nobody has to go through a bad experience like I had my first time. You only get to do your first time once. Tomorrow is going to be outstanding. It's going to be absolutely great for all of you. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take you from today all the way through the race tomorrow, okay? We'll give you the tips that you need to know for what to do tomorrow. First thing is, lay out all your stuff for tomorrow, okay? Go home, go to your hotel room, wherever you're going to be before the race tomorrow. Lay everything out. Forecast. It's going to be about 45 degrees, 50 degrees, somewhere in there, okay? Apparently it might be a little breezy tomorrow, we've heard. Hopefully no rain. It looks like no rain. So whatever that is. So again, 45 degrees and a 20-mile-an-hour wind. What does that mean for you? You've got to decide, what do I wear when it's 45 degrees and windy? For me personally, I'll probably still wear a short sleeve shirt and shorts, okay? But that doesn't work for everybody, okay? When we do the Purveyor training runs, it's well known that I will be the first one in shorts always. I always wear shorts when it's above 20 degrees, okay? So during these training runs in Green Bay, people always laugh at me. But for me, it works. I enjoy that. For you, you may need full long tights, you may need a jacket or something, but just plan ahead. So whatever's going to work for you tomorrow, lay it all out. Pin your bib number on. Do that tonight, okay? Next thing you want is tomorrow morning when you're all nervous and excited to be shaking with a pin trying to put it on your skin, okay? Put it on tonight. Put it on tonight. And again, remember the one thing about the bib is when you go running, there's going to be photographers out on the course. At the end of the race, a couple weeks later, you'll get a thing that says, hey, your race photos are available now, okay? They're sorted by your number. If they can't see your number, you're not going to see the race photos at all. The other thing is when you go into Lambeau Field, they've got to see your bib number, okay? They've got to see the bib number to allow you into Lambeau. They will forcibly stop you if you don't have your bib number showing when you get to Lambeau, okay? So decide what are you going to put it on. You're going to put it on your shorts. So for example, if you're going to wear a long sleeve shirt, but you think, okay, maybe during the race I'm going to take it off, you're not going to want to take it off, stop, try to pin it onto to a shirt underneath it, okay? Maybe try it on your shorts then, or just try to figure out what you're going to race. Let me give you another tip beforehand. Pre-race, when you're standing out there, it can be a little chilly because you're not running, you're not doing anything, you're standing in this crowd. Again, if it's a little breezy, it might be a little cold. Take a garbage bag, cut a head hole out of it, just put it on that way. It'll keep you very, very toasty. Another suggestion, if you have an old shirt, wear the old shirt, toss it to the side. Old gloves, same thing, or a sock. Take one of those long athletic socks, cut off the toes and put that on. Great for keeping your arms warm when you're out there trying to get ready. And then as you start running, you just take it off and throw it to the side. One important thing, don't expect to get it back, okay? At the end, as people go along, we have people that go out and collect all that stuff, take it. If it's usable, they donate to Salvation Army. So don't think, hey, I threw my jacket to the side at mile 7. Can I go find it? You won't find it, okay? It's going to be gone. So just keep that in mind. Decide your schedule for race morning. Again, do this tonight. Don't sit there, right before bed and go, what am I going to do tomorrow? Do it right now. Figure out your schedule for tomorrow morning. So if you say, hey, you know what? I want to get there at 6:30 in the morning. Okay, then plan for 6:30 and then take 10 minutes back as well. So plan to get here then at 6:20 instead. You want to leave yourself 10 minutes. You don't want to be running around tomorrow going, oh my God, I've got my keys. What am I going to do with this? How do I do? Okay, I got to figure out something here. And then all of a sudden you go out to start your car and maybe it doesn't start, or you got to wipe it off, or you got to do something else, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, I forgot my MP3 player. I better go back in and grab it. And next thing you know, you're 15 minutes later than when you wanted to start. So add 10 minutes to it. Figure out if you're driving, taking a hotel shuttle, getting dropped off, what are you going to do? Okay, Oneida Street will get crowded. By 6:30 a.m. tomorrow, Oneida Street gets very crowded. So, if you know, again, I'd rather have you guys get here at 10 after 6 than 6:40 and have to sit in the Oneida Street going, come on people, I want to get in, I got to get in, I got to get in, okay? Just keep that in mind that there's a lot of people trying to get here tomorrow morning. Set 2 alarms, okay? Even veteran runners have the nightmares. You're laying in bed tonight going, what happens if the power goes out? Or did it, you know, my battery might be low on my watch. Oh my God, what happens? You know, and then next thing you know, you're waking up at 1 o'clock, and you're waking up at 2 o'clock, and you're waking up at 3 o'clock, and you're waking up at 4 o'clock, and when's my alarm gonna go off? Set 2 alarms and go to bed and go, good, got it covered. Both alarms, one of them's gonna go off for sure. Gear check bag, okay? When you go pick up your packets and all that, you'll get a bag. This is your gear check bag. Okay? Right now, when you go out there, it's full of all kinds of advertising and marketing stuff in there. Okay? Go home, dump all that stuff out, and take a look at it if you want. But this is your gear check bag. Okay? This is your gear check sticker. Okay? That goes right on the front of the gear check bag. This is your bib. This is what goes on you. Okay? On the bag, on you. And again, when we've said these first-timers things, they always say there's no dumb question. Trust me, it's okay. I mean, I have seen people run with this on, okay? They don't, it's all understandable. I mean, people don't know. I had a first-timer email me say, what's a gear check, okay? Again, that's okay if you don't understand this stuff. So make sure you put the bright colored one on the gear check bag, put the bib on your shirt or shorts, whatever you're going to put it on. The gear check, again, what will happen is right out in front of here, there'll be UPS trucks, there'll be a big table. You just go take that bag, tie it up, throw it down, and they put it in the UPS truck. When you cross the finish line, it's all at the finish line for you. They look at your bib, they say, okay, here comes number 708, here's his stuff, here you go. So whatever you want to put in there, a change of clothes, a blanket, you know, a heating pad, whatever you're going to need tomorrow, you might want to put it in there for that. Your MP3 and your iPod, make sure it's charged up and make sure it has songs on it. I mean, I don't know if anybody's ever run, you know, you start out on a 20-mile run and about 4 miles in the battery dies. There's nothing worse than either running with your MP3 sitting in your pocket or sitting here with earphones in and it's not playing any music, okay? So make sure it's charged up. The other thing, you don't want to be going tonight going, oh yeah, I should download those 4 songs that I really, really want. And then you're like, oh yeah, and I should probably download this song and I should probably download that song. And next thing you know, it's midnight and you're going, okay, I got to get to bed here, okay? So make sure you got what you want on there. Same thing with a watch or your GPS unit, okay? I know, and it happens to everybody. All of a sudden you're doing your run on training run or whatever, and you look and it thinks it's battery low, shutting off now, and you're like, oh shoot. You know, and you're like, oh, I was having a great run too, and I was really doing well. Now I don't know what it is. So if you're gonna wear one tomorrow, make sure it's charged up. Key to the car or hotel, where are you going to put that too, okay? A lot of times people will come to the car, they'll get here, and they'll go, all right, now what do I do with this, okay? You got a pocket, or are you going to put it in your pocket? Are you going to put it in your gear check bag? Where are you going to put that? Jelly beans, goo, other items. We'll talk about goo in a minute too, but are you going to bring something else that you want on the course? Or make sure you got it in your pockets and ready to go. Prepare a support team bag. If you're going to have people out there on the course meeting you around at different spots and you might want something out there, make sure you put it in a bag for them and say, bring this bag. And then you can see them and say, hey, the next, go up 2 miles, I want new socks, or I want my new jelly beans, or, you know, my again, for me, running a 5-hour marathon, my MP3 player lasts 4 hours, so I've got to switch MP3 players at some point during the race. So it's like, hey, give me my new MP3 player. Then relax. Get all this stuff done, then relax, okay? One of the biggest things we're hearing right now is the weather. Hey, none of us in this room are going to change the weather, so don't worry about it. Just forget it. 45, 50, and windy, okay? That's what we're going to deal with tomorrow. That's fine. We'll deal with it. That's no big deal, okay? Try to get to bed early, okay? Don't spend all night here and then all night at the pasta dinner and then, you know, head out and go hang out at the hotel lobby or hang out with friends. We need you to get off your feet, relax. This is the day. If any of your support people are here helping your runner, they're not to do anything today, okay? If they say, I need a glass of water, go get them a glass of water, okay? Don't make them get up and go do anything. They say, I want this for dinner, go get them that for dinner, okay? Race morning, don't change your routine. Whatever you have done before, do it again tomorrow, okay? If you got up at, if you did a 7 a.m. training run and you got up at 5:30, get up at 5:30 tomorrow, okay? You don't have to get up at 5, you don't have to get up at 4:30, okay? Get up at 5:30. If you ate, a whole wheat piece of toast with a banana on it, eat a whole wheat piece of toast with banana on it tomorrow, okay? Don't try something new and say, well, I probably ought to, eat a couple extra goo packets, or I should probably drink some coffee tomorrow. That'll really get me going. Nothing changes tomorrow. And the other thing is, don't change how much you did, okay? So you're doing the marathon tomorrow, and all of a sudden you're like, well, during the training runs, I had 1 piece of toast with banana. I better have 3 pieces of toast and banana tomorrow. No. Whatever you did during the training runs is going to be the same tomorrow. Don't eat any more just because it's a marathon or half marathon tomorrow. Pre-race, again, what are you going to do? Are you going to go for a little light run? Are you going to do some easy stretching, or you do nothing? Whatever worked for you in the training runs, do it again tomorrow, okay? If you want to go for a little jog tomorrow, there's a lot of opportunity to do so here. Support team, you are important as well, okay? As much as running is an individual sport, and really, it's all about what do we have inside of us, those of us that are support people can really help those of us that are on the course, okay? Tell them, hey, I'll meet you at mile 14, okay? Okay, now I got something to look forward to. If I'm at 13 going, this just sucks. Okay, well, I know somebody's going to meet me at mile 14. That's awesome. I can't wait to see them at mile 14. Review the map in the event guide, okay? When we leave here from Lambeau, we go down Lombardy and then up a couple streets and like this. As you can see, you're going to be in a box. If you're on that side of the box, you're not getting out right away, okay? So you got to make sure you don't box yourself in somewhere and say, oh boy, I really got to get over there and I can't do it. So make sure you review any bottlenecks that you might find in the map. Ask the runner what they need, okay? They say, hey, I need a Coke, a Diet Coke. Go get them a Diet Coke somewhere, okay? Maybe that's what who knows what we're going to want tomorrow. I mean, after 22 miles, after 11 miles, we might be delirious for all we know. So if they say Diet Coke, go get them a Diet Coke. Get street chalk. This is always one of the best things. If you can get some street chalk and go write something in the middle of the street, please watch the traffic too. I don't want anybody walking out there in the middle of Lombardy getting hit by a car. But tomorrow, if you're on the trail or you're out on the street and there's nobody around, you want to run out there and write something on the street. That's awesome. Trust me, the runners love it. My favorite one every year, somebody writes shortcut this way. They'll take the road and divide it in half and say shortcut this way. That's great. I mean, it's stupid. You're right. There's no shortcut, but I think, hey, it's great for us. Now starting the nude run section, that one's always a riot. No one ever participates, but that's probably a good thing. Cheer for all the runners, okay? Every one of us needs support, so you may be here just for so-and-so, or your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever, but cheer for everybody. We all could use a little bit of help. Yell their bib number. Way to go. I'm number 708. I love it when you say, hey, go 708. That's it. Way to go. That's great. Yell their name. If someone's wearing a Packers shirt, say go Pack Go, or some other shirt. If they're wearing a Bears shirt, well, we won't. Never mind. Yeah, we'll boo them. You can boo them. They'll think it's funny. And say the right thing, please. This is a soapbox I get on every year for spectators and support people. Say the right thing, okay? And we'll go with whatever it is. What's the right thing? Only 1% of the population can do this. If you look at the marathon statistics throughout the country, just about 1% of the population of the world does a marathon. That's it. That's how many people finish the marathon. Half marathon is really growing rapidly, but it's still about 10%. So you're doing something that a lot of the world can't do. And then there's a bunch of other things in there for you that you can say to them. What not to say? It's all downhill from here. Okay? If you haven't run, downhill sucks. Okay? Uphill is not so bad. I mean, uphill's not the greatest. Downhill's even worse yet than uphill. Okay? So if you really got to say something about a hill, say it's uphill from here. Okay? It's a gradual sloping decline would be much better. Just a little more to go. Trust me, I don't care where you say that on the course. If it's not mile 12 or 25, there's no such thing as just a little more to go. You can say it at 24 and there's 2.2 miles to go. That's not just a little more at mile 24. Okay, so there's no such thing as just a little more. You are halfway. For those of you doing the marathon, the halfway point's not 13.1. The halfway point is mile 20. Mile 20 is where the body, that's about as much as the body can handle is 20 miles. So we got to get to the 20-mile mark and then try to do a 10K yet. That's what we're trying to do. So halfway is not 13.1. You look great. You want to bet? I've done have done 12 marathons. I don't recall ever looking great at mile 20 or 25 of any one of them. Okay, no, we don't look great. We're grinding through this. We're sweaty. We're just a mess right now. Okay, it's okay. Just don't tell us we look great. The course. Okay, again, where are you going to park? What are you going to do beforehand? There's parking over here. There's parking on the back side of Lambeau, which is back here. How are you going to get here? So make sure you've got that figured out. Porta potties. There'll be a ton of stuff out front here. The porta potties. You can see where the hotel shuttle drop-off is going to be. There's parking back here, parking over there. That's what the start looks like, okay? Anybody claustrophobic, it's going to be a little tough for you. Just control your breathing tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of runners. There'll be about 8,000 runners packed into a little bit of a Lombardi Avenue out there, okay? And then we get started and it spreads out gradually. The other thing you're going to find tomorrow too at the start is, here's how the start's going to go. And then you're going to stop, because everybody kind of gets going all of a sudden, and all the space is filling, and then everybody stops, and you're like, oh, okay. Okay, just be aware of that. Don't try to line up where you're going to run tomorrow as well, pace-wise, because otherwise people are darting in and out. Don't waste all your energy at the start trying to get to a certain spot or anything like that. It's a 7 a.m. start. Both races, half marathon, marathon, start at 7, national anthem at 6:50, okay? You are going to want to be out there at 6:50. You don't want to be in here at 6:50 going, all right, I got to just do this, or I got to do that, I got to do that, and then you're trying to think, okay, I got to get out there, and I got to make sure I'm there, okay? Get out there as early as possible. Go to the bathroom as early as possible. First-timers especially tend to drink way too much in the morning, and they spend 3-4 trips to the bathroom in the morning. Try to go early if you can. Let me give you another tip. I'll give you this one. We don't tell too many people this because I like to know where the bathrooms open are, okay? You're going to go out here and you're going to have a ton of porta potties. You're going to see it 4 or 5 people deep. Don't just get in the line and say, okay, well, I got to be number 6 in line, I guess. Okay, walk around. There's probably porta potties open. If you go on the side of Lambeau Field here, just a little bit north of the or west of the ticket booth that's right out here, those bathrooms are open, okay? They're set in against Lambeau Field. They have doors, but they're open. Almost nobody goes in there each year. So just think of that. Walk around Lambeau here. You'll find a couple bathrooms on the outside. Those doors actually are open and you can go in and go to the bathroom, okay? Because you'll see it too, especially women. You'll come in here, this bathroom here is open. That lines out to the entrance of Lambeau Field, okay? Take a look around, okay? There'll be other options for you. Line up near your appropriate pace group. In your packet there, we've got the pace groups. For the marathon, here's where the people are going to be at. 3 hours and 10 minutes up to 5 hours. Those are the pacers. I will tell you this, I am amazed at the pacers. They absolutely nail it. I have yet to hear one pacer that doesn't hit the time or beat it a little bit. So if you say, I'm going to run a 4-hour marathon, and you run with a 4-hour pace guy, there's about a 95% chance you're going to finish in 4 hours or less. Those guys are absolutely amazing. I don't know how they do it. There's no way I ever could run 26 miles at an even pace like that. Don't go out too fast. I just came in from watching my 8-year-old daughter run the kids race. Boy, now I tell you what, that's the picture of what not to do. Those kids go as fast as they possibly can for about 0.2 of a mile, and then that's it. I mean, they're done, okay? Don't go out too fast. You can't bank time, okay? That's one of the big things people say is, oh man, in the first 5 miles of the race, I'm 10 seconds ahead of pace, so I'm almost a minute ahead of where I need to be. You'll pay for it in the end about 3 times by that. So you can't go out too fast. Go out too slow. You can always speed up a little bit. There are some pace groups for the half marathon this year as well. So again, they will have signs. You will see them. You can't miss the pacers, okay? They will hold up signs. They run the whole way holding these wooden signs, which again is another amazing thing. I have a hard enough time running with nothing in my hands. These guys are running with wooden stakes and signs that say, here's my pace. Here's the route. I won't go over it too much for you here, but there's the maps of the routes. You can get it in the event guide if you need to see it. Porta potty, that's a porta potty. Usually every year the biggest question is, where are the porta potties going to be on the course? I don't know why we get the question, because I can't plan ahead. I can't look and say, you know what, mile 10 and a half I'm going to go. Yep, that's where I'm going to go. So it's at Morris Avenue and Ridge. Okay, good to know. Okay, there are porta potties out there. There are a lot of porta potties out there. But the problem is this, okay, when you got to go, you got to go, okay? And no, we can't have somebody driving alongside you with a porta potty saying, my turn, I got to go, and then stop and you get in there, okay? So you see a porta potty or a bathroom and you go, you know, I might have to go. Don't say, I'll catch the next one, okay? Because all you're going to think about for the next 2 miles is how you got to go to the bathroom. And it never comes fast as much as you think, okay? So if you think I got to go, you better go right then and there. Also, one thing I don't have on here, understand that the first 2 or 3 miles, maybe even up to 4 or 5 miles, those porta potties are going to be packed. Again, you're not the only one that drinks too much in the morning, okay? So there are going to be others that drink way too much, and everybody's got to go to the bathroom. Well, usually it's the first 2 or 3 miles that you're going to have to go to the bathroom in. So you got to just remember that if you get there, there may be 6, 7, 8 people waiting to go to the bathroom. And the other thing is, usually for those of you doing the marathon, by the time you get near the end of the course, it really doesn't matter because you're not going to have to go. You're going to use up all your bodily fluids for the race. So don't be surprised if you go, you know, I went before the race and I didn't go at all during then. And then you go home and you probably don't go till 6 or 7 o'clock at night. Just understand, that may happen to you. This is the Parrot Head Water Club, Parrot Head water station. There are 19 fluid stations out there on the course, okay? Every roughly 1.5 miles, 2 miles or so, there's going to be a water station. Gatorade Endurance is first, then water. It's in different cups, okay? Just make sure you know which one you're grabbing. You don't want to grab Gatorade and dump it over your head. I mean, not that it'll be that warm tomorrow, but the last thing you want is to grab Gatorade and go like this, thinking, okay, I'm going to cool off that way, okay? Watch the runners in front of you. A lot of people like to run to the water station and stop and grab their water, okay? Make sure you don't run them over. Another tip, and I should have brought a cup, I apologize. Pinch the cup together. A lot of people will grab the water and they'll go like this. And if you heard that, that's exactly what happens is you suck in air. That's what causes the air gas bubble. That's what, as you're running along, you're going, oh my God, I feel horrible now. Okay, pinch the cup together so that you essentially are pouring it into your mouth instead of sucking it in. So grab the cup, pinch it together, and then drink it that way. Again, don't gulp it, neither one of them. Again, you're trying to get about a mouthful or two. That's all you need. A lot of times we get questions about that too. How much should I drink? Drink a mouthful or two at every water station or every Gatorade fluid station. That's all you'll need. And thank the volunteers too. For those of you who do the training runs up here in Green Bay, we always thank those that are working out there in the mornings. Same thing again, these are all volunteers. No one's getting paid to work these water stations. So thank them for being out there. Those are GOO. Those are about all the flavors we're going to have there too. GOO provides us a ton of assorted flavors. They'll be located at 7.2, 13.2, and 19.8. Again, there'll be a ton of flavors. But here's the big thing. If you've got a flavor you like, and again, if you always ate chocolate outrage GOO, then have chocolate outrage GOO. But I can't guarantee it's going to be at that GOO station when you get there. So bring your own. If you've got a specific flavor you have to have, bring your own. There's no guarantees those will be there when you get there. So don't get upset or yell at the volunteers. If your flavors out there, if you get there and all they have left is espresso, sorry, I mean, there's no way we know what everyone's going to do. If you've never tried GOO before, and I know Heidi's going to mention this in her presentation, and I'll say it again, if you've never tried GOO, tomorrow you are not going to try GOO, okay? It is not an easily digestible thing, so if you've never tried it, please don't do it tomorrow. And with that, I am going to turn over. We are so fortunate for the marathon to have Purveyor as our medical sponsor, and they put on the training run Saturday mornings. It is absolutely outstanding. Their staff and their athletic trainers do such a great job of helping all of our runners with anything that we might need. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Heidi. She's going to talk about the medical tents, which hopefully none of you have to visit.
Thanks. Okay, can everyone hear me? Okay. What we have up here is the sample of what the flags are going to look like. They're going to be much taller than this. It's kind of squished so it would fit into the thing, but it's going to be the tall 8-foot banner, so very easily seen out on the course. And then all our volunteers are going to have on these red shirts that we have on. Now with the wind and the cold, they may have a jacket. Most of them have the red jackets. So if you see anyone in red on the course, typically it's going to be a medical. All the other volunteers are aware to stay away from red because they know that this is what our group is going to be in. Like I said, we have 8 stations along the course, and they're all listed in your guides as well. I'm not going to go through all of them. When you get to the Fox River Trail, Green Bay Fire Department has bike paramedic teams that are going to be going up and down along the trail. There are 2 stations that are on the trail, but for the most part, you're going to see the bikers from the Green Bay Fire Department. And the main medical tent is at the finish line. Now, what we're going to have at each station, okay, there are going to be basic first aid supplies. So Band-Aids, if it is raining a little bit and your feet start to get wet, okay, that's when we start to see more blisters. So if you start to feel a hot spot or anything and you come up on one of the stations, please stop and get that taken care of. Because if you can get that covered up right away, it's going to save you a lot of pain at the end of the event. We'll have Band-Aids, Vaseline. You need Tylenol, you need a stretch, you need anything that way, we have our people there available to help. We have sunscreen there. I'm not sure if we're going to need it tomorrow or not, but our stations do all have sunscreen as well. We do have ice, and all of our stations are coordinated with water stations, so if you need that water when you're stopping and you're cramping, they will take care of that. There are also 4 separate Vaseline stations that are along the course. So if you start to notice some chafing or anything, there are 4 separate Vaseline stops out there as well. We have at the stations, we have our licensed athletic trainers out there, we have nurses, we have physicians, PTs, PT assistants, EMTs, and paramedics are out there as well. Again, why do you need to stop? Blisters, hamstring, cramping, pulled something, you need assistance to that. If you step in a pothole, you roll an ankle, and you need a ride back, they will call me and we will send someone out there to pick you up. But please use them. That's why they're out there. If you're starting to get that cramp and you get stretched out, that may take care of it for the rest of the race. So don't be afraid to stop. That's why we're there. We want to help all of us. Most of us have been here all 12 years for this race. So please definitely stop and use us. Again, as Larry touched on a little bit as far as the Gatorade and the goo, if you haven't used goo, please do not use goo tomorrow, okay? It's going to give you a lot of GI stuff, so you're either going to end up vomiting, you're going to have stomach cramps, you're going to end up with diarrhea, okay? So things like that, you don't want to change your routine for tomorrow, and I know Larry has stressed that quite a bit as well. When you're done taking the goo, if you are using it, make sure you are drinking plenty of water, okay? And also make sure that you are using Gatorade out on the course and not just the water. You need that Gatorade to help you replenish a lot of those electrolytes. Again, but don't try anything new. It's not the day to do that. And that's all that I have.
Thanks, Heidi. And again, trust me, don't be afraid to stop, okay? I know it took me a while too to overcome that whole thing of stopping there. You know, I'm like, all right, at mile 16, I'm all sweaty. Yeah, they don't really want to stretch out my tight IT band, do they? They do, they really do. Otherwise, they're sitting there bored. They need something to do. So don't be afraid to stop there and say, hey, I got a really tight IT band. They'll grab you, stretch you out, and go, or whatever it is that you need. Entertainment. We will have entertainment on the course. We have some great entertainment spots. They're listed right there as well. Margaritaville, those people are always very fun. Jimmy Buffett's always playing, and they have margaritas there. For those of you doing the marathon, I'm not going to ruin too much of the surprise. Mile 20 is absolutely outstanding. It is the greatest source of inspiration you'll find on that course, I think. There's a church that Spirit Lake, or Spring Lake Church, actually, I think it is. They have a 30-foot inflatable castle wall there that you will run through. So it's this wall thing, and I'll address that as well. Everyone says, oh, what is it like when you hit the wall? What is the wall? Well, everyone says, again, mile 20 is about what your body can handle. So theoretically, they're saying, well, you're going to hit the wall at 20, where now it's like, okay, you're going to feel like quitting, you're going to do this or that, whatever. It's not true for everybody, okay? I have done 12 marathons and I've yet to hit the wall at mile 20, okay? So don't just think that, oh, I'm running into the wall, so this must mean I must now be having problems, right? If you're not having problems at mile 20, go, keep going, don't worry about it. And don't feel like you're getting cheated on an experience either, okay? You don't need to hit the wall, that's not a great thing, okay? But they will be there cheering you. Every year they have about 400 volunteers from their church lining the Fox River Trail. They will scream at you to get you going. Again, I get goosebumps thinking about it. You are going to love it tomorrow. Mile 23, there's a rap party, DJ spinning tunes, and A&W root beer is there. I will tell you this, in 11 marathons here, I've stopped at the A&W station all 11 times. I love the root beer at mile 23. And then at the finish line, we have rooftop jumpers. 9 a.m. to 12:30, they're playing. So again, just plan accordingly. If you are a back of the packer like myself, the band might be done by the time you cross. That's okay though, you still finish. Half marathon, marathon split. This is important. This is just down the road on off of Potts Street there, Ashland and Potts. 11 and a half miles into the race. Half marathoners go left, marathoners go right. Okay? The worst thing in the world we can see is the half marathoner take a right. Okay? Now you're going to run 13.3, 13.4, maybe 13.6 before you realize it. Okay? Go left. There will be people yelling at you. Go left. Just keep that in mind. If you're a half marathoner, go left, left, left. If you're a marathoner, go right. Okay? For those of you doing the half marathon, when you get to that point, trust me, those of us doing the marathon are very jealous, okay? Because you're going to turn left and there's Lambeau Field, and it's like, God, if I just turn left now, I'm right there, I'm done, this is it, okay? So trust me on that, okay? We're a little jealous of you at the same time. Marathoners, yeah, the wimps are turning left, okay? When you make that turn, think, yeah, those wimps, they can't keep going, okay? Don't listen to half marathoners, by the way, okay? Also, the other thing for those of you doing the marathon, okay, so now we're all running together. We're running together for an 11 and a half miles. All of a sudden, we're going to this split, and you're going to cross over Ashland Avenue. It can be a little disconcerting because you're running with 10, 15, 20, 30 people around you, and now you take a right, and you may be running by yourself, okay? And trust me, the thought goes through your mind, what do they know that I don't, okay? Just take a right, go across Ashland, and you'll meet up with some other people eventually that are doing the same crazy thing as you. Now we're going to get you to Lambeau Field, okay, which a lot of people are excited about getting to. Running through the Packers Tunnel, okay, you're going to come up the entryway here, and you're going to get into the tunnel and everything. Single file and stay left, okay? We're going to stress this and stress this and stress this, especially half marathoners. Single file, stay left, okay? Eventually the elite marathoners are coming through, okay, and we've got to get them through, and we get them through the inside, the right side as they're running through Lambeau Field. We will have people yelling at you. You will get pushed over if you're coming in about 2:15, 2.5, somewhere in that range. When the elite comes through, you are going to be asked to move to the side, and they will forcibly move you to the side. So I just want to make sure everyone doesn't get concerned or get riled up about the fact that maybe somebody pushed them to the side. If the elite marathoners are coming through at that time, you will be asked to move over. So it's a lot easier if you just get to the left and go single file. Let anybody who's saved up all their energy blast past you on the right. That's okay. Enjoy your run through Lambeau. I mean, there's no reason we have to hurry through it. Friends and family, they will be able to watch you. They'll come out, they'll go right in here, they can snap pictures of you. It's going to be very difficult for them to go in there and get to the finish line and see you. So just be aware of that as well. So if you say, hey, I want you to take a picture of me in Lambeau, and then get to the finish line and take a picture of me, it's going to be tough for them to do that, okay? There are, the photographers are in Lambeau as well, snapping pictures, so you'll get a picture of you in Lambeau. Here we go. Now we're getting down to the finish line, the important part, right? This is what it's going to look like. Whatever it takes, cross the finish line with your arms up, start crying, do whatever it takes, high five everybody. You made it. Congratulations, you've done it. Again, we've got you to the start line. That's the hardest thing of all, is getting to the start line. Tomorrow, this will be a piece of cake for you, okay? So you're going to come across the finish line. There's going to be medical here. Hopefully none of you need that. Water, Gatorade. You're going to get your t-shirt or your technical shirt here. Get rehydrated. Everything will be there for you tomorrow when you cross the finish line. You're in your own little area, so it's really kind of nice when you're in there. Again, This guy had the sign. I like this picture because this guy actually was at the presentation and listened. He made a sign that said only 1% of the population can run a marathon. Great job. And it's signed by the other 99%. Again, that is so great. Trust me. We need that when we're out there and our minds are like, oh my God, it's 24 miles. What am I doing out here? We need something to take our minds off of what we're doing tomorrow. Hey, at the finish line, we'll have bratwurst. I mean, how great is that? It's a Wisconsin thing, right? So yeah, everyone says, wait a minute here. I'm running a half marathon or a marathon and I'm supposed to eat a bratwurst at the end? You're darn right. You're done. I mean, tomorrow you're done. All the training, you're done. Have a bratwurst. More importantly, have a beer, okay? I mean, Titletown Brewery here in Green Bay makes a special 26.2 brew for tomorrow, okay? Go have a beer. Enjoy one. It's great, okay? Might be that cold, too, tomorrow. Get a massage. There's free massages there. They'll lay you down. They'll rub out the soreness and everything. They'll cover you in a blanket. They'll help you get up slowly because it may kind of get a little lightheaded, but they'll help you there. And then enjoy it. Here we go. This is what made it all worthwhile. Here it is. My mom's a marathoner. Tomorrow afternoon, or tomorrow late morning, early afternoon, you will be a half marathoner or a marathoner. How outstanding is that? That's going to be absolutely fantastic. Again, and I will go back to this quote all along, we use this every single time. Nobody said it would be easy, they just said it'd be worth it. Tomorrow you'll gain a greater appreciation for that, because it wasn't easy getting here. We all had to go through the training, and again, the snow, the rain, the wind. Unless you're from down south, you probably didn't have to go through any snow, but we had to go through it a lot up here. I put in there a couple of my favorite quotes for you so that if you're sitting around tonight, you want a little extra motivation, you want to say, all right, I'm getting a little nervous, here were my favorite quotes that we gave you throughout the year. And with that, that's our presentation. I want to make sure we answer your questions.